The Devil is the 15th card in the Major Arcana. In the Tarot, the Devil card brings you a warning. The Devil is a representative of the basic instincts within all of us, an attachment to the carnal and instant gratifications at the expense of long-term balance and happiness. This card reminds us that this is a choice. None of us are truly slaves to our passion, or if we are, we have relinquished control and allowed ourselves to become so. Whether representative of a dysfunctional or toxic personal relationship, or a destructive relationship with something in your life, like alcohol, drugs, or sex, the Devil card comes carrying a message that the time has come for you to sever this tie. Some keywords often associated with the Devil Tarot card are addiction, shadow self, materialism, depression, and many more. The Devil Tarot card is not as frightening as the name suggests. The true interpretation of this card is that it is a card of indulgence and material pleasure. It represents bondage, which is symbolic, and that bondage can be dangerous to your health or well-being, but in all, it may satisfy your needs. For example, when this card appears, there is something that you do feels good, but is not good for your health or well-being. In this situation, it comes on the person how he or she tackles the situation. Like if one should have another glass of beer, buy expensive items to please themselves, or sleep with someone, causing a tricky situation as one always chooses what is easy and what pleases themselves. You may be ignoring your higher self and be disconnected from your spiritual desires. In some way, you are trying to withhold your inner needs and in a way deceiving yourself. It shows up when one is actually in need of a little fun and wants to break free from the rules that have been set up by themselves. Hope is something that one should not lose in such a situation and choose the right task. Here comes where influence should not be given more importance while choosing the right solution. If the task may not harm the future, sometimes it is okay to live life in the moment, and that's where the Devil Tarot appears. Let's take a look at the Devil Tarot card from a traditional RWS deck, dissect its imagery to better understand its meaning and message. The figures parallel the Lover's card. Instead of an angel overhead as a pure connection of mind, body, and spirit, we had the Devil showing that some relationships, material or otherwise, can be toxic. The downward pointing pentagram warns against negative energy that pulls everything down with it. The chains warn against dependency, especially in the form of a vicious cycle or addiction. Though the figures are chained, these chains are loose, showing one can be in a situation by choice. The torch stands for a mission to bring light into the darkness so that we can differentiate between positive and negative. There are many other symbols present here. What are some that you recognize? When the Devil Tarot card appears upright in a spread, it means there are hidden forces of negativity inside of you. These negative forces fool you into believing that you are imprisoned and dominated by external forces that are outside of your control. Thus, you are not taking responsibility for the situation you find yourself in. When this card appears reversed, it indicates a growing awareness that you have been in a state of denial. It also means that you want to free yourself from it. You are becoming more willing and able to accept the changes in your life, and you are more open to new perspectives. It is not going to be an easy trip, however. You will have to fight against your internal fears and anxiety that are tying you to these unhealthy habits. It's necessary to take a good hard look at your life and eliminate those things that you no longer need. The exact interpretation of the Devil will depend on the other cards that accompany it in a spread and the question involved. Are you asking about the outcome of a project? It may turn out to be successful, but are you willing to do anything to succeed? Do you think that the end justifies the mean? That train of thought is precisely what got the Devil in trouble. This card tells us about the loss of boundaries and its consequences, and there will always be consequences. Some journaling prompts or questions to ask yourself around the Devil card are: what does it feel like to be stuck? What habitual behaviors do you engage in without thinking? Think about the root cause or causes of your negative habits, thoughts, and behaviors. Where in your life have you gotten out of negative patterns, and how did you do this? A daily affirmation for the Devil card is, I am not a puppet. The message that arises with the Devil Tarot card is that although the chains of our habits are real, they exist only because we have chosen them to. and there is no other barrier to our own personal happiness than ourselves. The common thread among all aspects of the devil is an element of allure and intoxication. There is something you are getting out of this bad behavior that is difficult to give up, whether that is a denial of your own pain, a grandiose sense of self, or a delusional fantasy of wish fulfillment. And the more taste you receive of the poison, the more you get pulled into the illusion. In fact, you have to maintain the illusion or risk letting go your belief system, crashing everything to the ground. That is the catch with the devil. The only way out is to crash and burn the tower. And the longer you stay in, the bigger the crash. But even though the crash feels painful, it is the first step in healing and bringing an end to the self-harming behavior. If we are truly committed to overcoming our inner demons, the routines and forces which restrict our personal growth, then we must summon the will to step out from the chains of our destructive desires, understanding the world is much bigger than the individual ego. If you got value from this video, I invite you to give it a thumbs up. For more in-depth analysis of each of the tarot cards, check out the Major Arcana playlist on this channel. As always, a huge thank you goes out to my patrons to provide a level of support to this channel that allows me to create content like this and in the future. Until next time, stay squirrely, my friend.